The sights and sounds of South Africa are already spectacular, but in June 2010 they will become even more so. 32 teams will set out in pursuit of a dream, to become world champions. This is Destination South Africa. Coming up, can Fabio Capello lead England to World Cup glory? We hear from the man himself and take an in-depth look at their opponents in Group C. The USA, Slovenia and Algeria. Group D promises to be a challenge for the Germans. We assess their chances as well as hearing from those they'll face: Serbia, Ghana and Australia.
Going to the World Cup in South Africa in 2010.
When we started the World Cup qualification, the player was fantastic during the training, but the game always played with fear, not confidence. And I spoke a lot with the players to recover its confidence. Step by step, we played very well. We scored a lot of goals, but we played like a team and without fear. This is really important.
England powered their way through qualifying, taking 27 points from 10 games and losing just once against Ukraine after they'd claimed their ticket to South Africa.
Steven Gerrard, what a goal! Heskey looking for Rooney! And Rooney, lovely footwork, brilliant goal.
Rooney is like electricity.
And it's put away by Peter Crouch. And it's put in by John Terry. And a scoring header from Gareth Barry at the back post. And Gerrard. It's going to be a goal for Heskey after a brilliant effort by Steven Gerrard. Wayne Rooney makes it 3-0. And it's 4, emphatically.
The most important thing is we build one spirit.
Now we're playing more as a team and it's definitely helping us.
Free header for Rooney! And he takes full advantage of it. And Lampard. He's got 2 of England's 3 so far, and that one with a very sweet volley. It's 4-0. Oh, and it's a gift for Defoe. Crouch trying to get there. He has! It's 6-0.
England's crunch game came at Wembley in September 2009. Standing between them and a place at the World Cup, Croatia, whose last visit to Wembley saw them beat their hosts and stop them getting to Euro 2008.
Johnson. Crafting the pass for Lennon. Heskey's in the middle, Rooney's in the middle. Lennon going on as if he doesn't need support. Penalty. Foul by Šimunić, who can be clumsy at times. The first real surge into the box from Lennon, and look what happens. Now, Croatia will have done their homework. Lampard took a penalty here on Saturday and hit it to the goalkeeper's right. So there's a guessing game going on here. Rooney will certainly know that. What will Lampard do? He goes the same side with the same result. A great early boost for England. The lead after 7 minutes. Gerrard. It's Lennon again. Goes for the early cross this time. Gerrard coming in. Lennon makes it. Gerrard scores it. England 2, Croatia 0. They can start getting the champagne out of the fridge. Lennon. Referee playing a good advantage here. Johnson loves to get forward. Lampard's header! 3-0 England, 2 of them for Frank Lampard, and 20 goals he's got now for England. Gerrard, there's no offside here, it's Rooney trying to be the goal maker for another header from Gerrard. He has, and it's 4-0 for England. They are making their point with the emphasis for Fabio Capello's team. 2 for Lampard and now 2 for Gerrard. Rakitic. Eduardo's header! Green keeps it out. Petric, Mandzukic, Green's there again, and it's put in the end by Eduardo, and it's no clean sheet for England. Well, 4-1. Oh, and what a mistake by Runia, and he's presented Wayne Rooney with England's 5th. The goalkeeper slashed at the ball, but that was desperate, really. And Wayne Rooney gets his 25th goal for England.
England found the net 34 times during qualifying. Capello knows a fully fit team, containing the likes of Terry, Lampard, Gerrard and Rooney, could end a 44-year wait for World Cup glory. So 10 games played, 9-1 and just that solitary defeat. Nobody could be anything but impressed with England's qualification campaign.
It's exciting for all the people, for the players, for the fans, for the FA. Will be really interesting for me, a new experience like a manager.
We can start preparing for the tournament. I think as a team we're playing a lot better, so I'm loving playing for England now.
We're very passionate, so anyone who questions our country about not having enough English spirit in the side, it's down to us to really prove the critics wrong.
We think we're good enough to win it. We have the players like Stevie G, Lampard, Rio, JT, great players, Rooney scoring goals every week. So if we can do that on the big stage in the World Cup, then I really do think we have got a great chance.
This manager's come in, he's given us good belief, good focus, and we need to continue on that road.
I think it will be possible to win, but I'm sure that we will be one of the contenders. Okay?
Up first for England is a clash with the USA in Rustenburg. Capello's men then take on Algeria in Cape Town before facing Slovenia. The USA will be making their 6th consecutive appearance at a World Cup. Bob Bradley's men topped the final round of qualifying in the CONCACAF zone, ahead of Mexico and Honduras. Currently ranked 14th in the world, they go to South Africa full of confidence.
Most important was just getting us to the World Cup. That was our goal as a group.
You got to shoot for the stars, to tell you the truth, I think in anything you do, you should go in there confident, and I feel the team that we have, the group of players we have involved right now, I think we should be confident.
Beat them. Simple as that. It doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter, what you have to do, but, we got to be England, basically.
The USA breezed through the 3rd round of CONCACAF qualifying, winning 5 out of 6 games. They then continued their impressive form in the final round, which saw 6 teams vying for 3 guaranteed places in South Africa. At home, the highlight was a 2-0 win over Mexico. Michael Bradley with both the goals in Ohio. But despite taking the lead through a Charlie Davies strike, the US lost 2-1 in Mexico City in the return match with their rivals. by the time October 2009 arrived, a win in Honduras would be enough to make the World Cup. They did it. Connor Casey scoring twice before Landon Donovan ensured the USA had booked their tickets for South Africa. It had been a fight to the finish, and their final match against Costa Rica underlined that. 2-0 down in Washington, the US rallied, pulling one back through Michael Bradley on 71 minutes. And then, deep into extra time, Jonathan Bornstein got the equaliser. That late drama ruined Costa Rican hopes of making the World Cup, but the USA had finished on a high.
I think just the fact that we were so strong at home, I think, was pretty impressive for us. I think every other team, had trouble at home, but we stayed strong throughout, so I think that was a plus for us.
The USA finished in first place in qualifying, above Mexico, but can they now step up another level and be contenders in the knockout stages in South Africa?
Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. Simple as that. And that's what everybody loves about football, is that you never know what's going to happen. So on paper it might look like England's going to run away with the tournament, but you never know what's going to happen until after that 90 minutes.
The USA's best achievement at a World Cup was when they finished third at the inaugural tournament in Uruguay in 1930. Bob Bradley's team excelled in South Africa last year when they finished runners-up to Brazil in the Confederations Cup, losing 3-2 in the final.
A lot of the young guys kind of got to make their name during this World Cup qualifying campaign, and it was good. Michael is a young player. He's done well for us in the center. That's a solid position for us, right down the heart of our team, and he's came in and done well. Josie Altidore come on the scene and showed his qualities and what he can do at the international level.
After the showdown with England in Rustenburg, the USA faced Slovenia at Ellis Park in Johannesburg before taking on Algeria.
America likes winners, which is fair enough, but we're managing the expectations well. We're going in there with the right mentality, and we're not going to let it get out of control. So we have a quiet confidence within the team.
Rustenburg is in South Africa's northwest province, and as well as hosting the England-USA game, other matches here include Ghana, Australia, and Denmark against Japan. 70% of the world's platinum is mined in this area, which is also popular with tourists keen on taking in some of the country's wildlife on safari. The town of Rustenburg is ready for its big moments. The Royal Bafokeng Stadium was built in 1999 and has a capacity of 42,000. At a cost of $45 million, a new cantilevered roof has been installed, along with new seats, scoreboards and floodlights. One of Europe's smallest nations, sandwiched between Croatia, Italy, Austria and Hungary, Slovenia's qualification for the World Cup has captured the imagination of the people. Fiercely patriotic, Slovenes can be extremely proud of the achievements of their country's footballers. Slovenia have the smallest population of South Africa's 32 finalists.
We are a small country, but we are really good, especially in football. In the last 2 years, we increase again, and the players we put our level higher up on the field, and it's the same with the crowd around the football. So every game was more people supporting us, and it was a massive achievement for our team to go to the World Cup.
Captain Robert Corran led Slovenia in qualifying from start to finish. The West Bromwich Albion midfielder, Cologne striker Milivoje Novakovic and Udinese goalkeeper Samir Handanovic form the backbone of the national team. That strength and collective spirit means Slovenia punched well above their weight in qualifying.
We beat Slovakia twice in qualifying, deservedly so, although they played really well in the second half in Maribor. So maybe in the home game we were a touch fortunate. In Bratislava, though, we were better prepared psychologically. We were more decisive, we wanted it more, regardless of the fact we were playing away from home. That determination, that self-confidence and courage, they were the greatest qualities of the Slovenian team.
After finishing runners-up to Slovakia in their group, a playoff against Russia followed. But despite only winning 2-1 in Moscow, the Russians travelled to Slovenia fully confident they would make it to the World Cup finals. Slovenia, however, had other plans, causing a major upset by winning 1-0 in Maribor to go through on the away goals rule. Slovenia's first game in South Africa will be against Algeria on June the 13th, before they face the USA and then England. Back in September, Slovenia acquitted themselves well against an England side considered one of the World Cup favourites, losing 2-1 at Wembley. If their best players stay fit, they will fancy their chances of progress from the group stages in South Africa.
It's a big achievement for us already to go to the World Cup, but our job is not done yet, so we are full of confidence. It will be a lot of motivation in the World Cup, and we'll try to do everything to go through in the group stage. We will prepare ourselves good, we will enjoy, and that the people who will come and watch will enjoy too.
Few could match Algeria's fans when it came to celebrating qualification for the World Cup finals. Their party continued for days after Algeria booked their place in South Africa. It took 2 extraordinary matches against Egypt, one in Cairo, the other in Sudan, before the Desert Foxes made it. The atmosphere at both matches was, to put it mildly, electric. This had been an eventful qualifying campaign.
I would say that in Egypt we were effectively held captive, but in Sudan we were more relaxed. The best thing was that our supporters came there in great numbers, and we were happy they could come. So it was another match because it was at a neutral venue, and it was a good match in Sudan.
We lost 2-0 in Egypt, but when we went to Sudan there were 15,000 Algerians there, so we were very happy.
That playoff in Sudan meant that Algeria finished 3 points ahead of their bitter rivals Egypt. And while the North Africans finished way ahead of Rwanda and Zambia, they did play one match more, that hotly disputed playoff. The playoff win in Sudan was one of the most important results that Algeria has ever achieved. After years in the doldrums, Algerian football has shown it can compete with the very best. This North African nation are back, and what's more, they're flying the flag for the Arab world.
It's great because we're the only Arab team to qualify, whereas usually you have Morocco or Tunisia, Saudi Arabia. So as there's only Algeria this time, I think that the whole Arab world will be with us. And the World Cup is in Africa, so it's a great privilege for us. It's great.
The emigration to France of many Algerians during the War for Independence in the 1950s robbed Algeria of a rich source of footballing talent. Zinedine Zidane's parents were amongst those who left for Europe. Zidane, born in Marseille, would achieve hero status in France for his displays during their 1998 World Cup triumph. Many Algerians were left thinking, what might have been? Samir Nasri, like Zidane, was born in Marseille to Algerian parents and chose France. This situation led to Algeria successfully proposing a FIFA rule change in 2009, which allowed players of any age to switch allegiances. This resulted in many French-born Algerians choosing to play for the country of their parents' birth, rather than their own. And it seems that Algeria have never been stronger. Algeria begin their campaign against Slovenia before heading to Cape Town for a showdown with England. They play the USA in their final game.
We have to go there and do our very best. We have to try and get out of the group, which will be difficult, but we're not going there to lose.
In Group D, we find Germany, Serbia, Ghana and the Socceroos from Australia. Once again, Germany qualified for the World Cup convincingly. But the celebrations were short-lived. German football was about to be overshadowed by tragedy. On November the 10th, 2009, their goalkeeper, Robert Enke, took his own life at the age of 32. After his death, it was revealed that Enke had suffered from depression for 6 years.
He was a very nice guy. Very shy, nice person. For the team it was psychologically very, very difficult. For sure it was a big blow because nobody knew how ill Robert Enke was.
As Germany mourned, they cancelled their World Cup warm-up match with Chile before honouring Enke ahead of the game against the Ivory Coast. In September 2008, Germany kicked off their qualifying campaign in convincing style. They beat Liechtenstein 6-0 away and drew 3-3 in Finland. The big test, though, would come against Russia in Dortmund.
Away we go then, Germany in the white shirts and black shorts, kicking from right to left then in this opening half. Closer, just trying to turn it through into the path of Podolski! Oh, the opening goal of the night, and it's gone Germany's way, and Lukas Podolski gets it. Lukas Podolski with his 31st goal for his country. Little touch from Schweinsteiger. It's just held up by Klose. And what about that for a ball through? A little bit of hesitation and holding there from the central defender. Tchaikovsky. Klose's just held back. Chance here now maybe for Germany. Schweinsteiger. Delicate chip, has to be two, and it is, and it's Michael Ballack. Wonderful little ball through from Bastian Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger creating space for himself. Ballack following up. Well, he couldn't miss from there. Missed a man away. Oh, it's been picked up by Anyakov on that far side. Anyakov. Oh, it's in. Arshavin.
Despite Arshavin's goal, Germany managed to hold on for a crucial victory to make it 7 points from 3 games in qualifying. A cause for much celebration from a typically fervent crowd in Dortmund. Next up were Wales, another home game in Mönchengladbach.
The World Cup qualifying campaign continues in Group 4 with a meeting of the top 2 teams in the group as Germany meet Wales in Mönchengladbach.
A wonder goal from Piotr Trokowski was enough to secure the 3 points.
Oh yes, Piotr Trokowski, what a way to break the deadlock in this match. That's a special goal for him. It's his first for Germany.
Between qualifiers, there was a chance for Germany to renew their great rivalry with England. The two met for a friendly in Berlin. England's Matthew Upson opened the scoring. But in the second half, Patrick Helmes equalised thanks to a defensive mix-up. John Terry won the match for England with 6 minutes to go. A deserved victory for Fabio Capello's understrength side. But while England fans celebrated, Germany could afford to take a rather more philosophical view about this particular defeat.
They're very good when they have to do the work. They're not very good when they have to play friendly matches.
Back on the road to South Africa, there was a more familiar German performance. Liechtenstein were the opponents in Leipzig in March 2009, a team Germany had already beaten 6-0 away. Nothing short of a convincing victory was expected.
Corner taken short. Glancing header from Ballack. Schweinsteiger chips it in. Oh, what a goal! Michael Ballack! Absolutely outstanding volley from the German captain. And the first goal of what Germany hope will be many. Podolski with the shot, and the rebound is turned in. Marcel Janssen. Ballack. It's Thomas Hetzelberger. Oh, there was a real air of anticipation. Podolski poking it through, and Bastian Schweinsteiger has put it in for number 3. Forward by Janssen. Gomez. It was in behind Ballack. Must be Podolski. 4-0.
A convincing victory, and Germany went on to win 2-0 in Wales and Azerbaijan. Qualification was progressing, but there was still time for a friendly against World Cup host South Africa in Leverkusen. Several of the German squad had already travelled to the host country, taking a keen interest in South Africa, especially in the development and the growth of football. This visit from international superstars was appreciated in South Africa's townships.
As you can see, football brings people together. The kids really enjoy it, and now they'll get their own World Cup in their own country, and that's never happened before in Africa.
Back in Leverkusen, Germany overcame South Africa, beating them 2-0, and there was a first goal for one of their most promising stars.
2-0. Mesut Ozil gets his first goal for Germany.
Ozil will be one to watch in South Africa. Next up in qualification, the Germans faced Azerbaijan in Hanover. Early on, Lukas Podolski was brought down for a penalty, converted by captain Michael Ballack.
1-0 Germany. Podolski on the overlap, Lahm cutting in field. Oh, it's a terrific ball, must be 2-0, and it is! It's Miroslav Klose. Lahm. Hetzelberger. Ozil. Gets away from Pereira, back on the overlap. Drives it in first time, Klose, 3-0! Got to be number 4, it most certainly is number 4, and it's Lukas Podolski who's got it.
Germany were on the brink of qualification, and an impressive 1-0 win away in Russia confirmed their place at the World Cup finals. Joachim Löw's team had done it with a game to spare. Germany were unbeaten in qualifying Group 4, beating Russia home and away and dropping only 4 points along the way. Theirs had been one of the more convincing performances in European qualifying. Germany possess a talented squad with a blend of old heads and promising youngsters. Coach Joachim Löw served his time as assistant to Jürgen Klinsmann, and he's built steadily ever since. There may be more to come from his German side.
He's a very successful coach, and he's led Germany to the World Cup. We enjoyed a decent European Championship under him in 2008, and I like the way he gives the younger players a chance too. He's his own man, and he's got a vision for the team, which I think over the last 3 years has come to fruition.
He's the right guy for the national team, and he's led Germany through the qualifying campaign well. I'm sure he'll get the team just right, so that we'll be ready to have a
Drawn in Group D against Australia, Serbia and Ghana, Germany expect to go beyond the group stages. But that is the minimum requirement.
Some very good teams will go to Africa, and Germany will certainly be among them. Perhaps we'll need something special to win it, but we have as good a chance as anyone else.
In every tournament we play, the Germans end up doing well. I can see us getting to the last four, and then we'll just need that little bit of luck to get to the final. From there, though, we can go on and win it.
Group D will include a match in Pretoria at the famous Loftus-Versfeld Stadium. The hosts will also play there against Uruguay on June the 16th. A short drive from Johannesburg, Pretoria is the capital of South Africa, and in 1994, this is where Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as president. Located in the northern part of Gauteng province, Pretoria is home to many government, embassy and university buildings, and has a population of approximately 1 million. South Africa's history unfolds in Pretoria. The Voortrekker Monument commemorates the pioneers who travelled to the interior of the country. Now the World Cup offers a chance for history to be told.
The city of Tshwane knows itself as the city of champions, and during the Confederations Cup we experienced that. Brazilians and USA played here, and eventually they got into the finals and Brazilians became champion. We are happy that we are having 4 African countries that are coming through here. We are just keeping our fingers crossed that Bafana, because they'll play here, perhaps they could go far.
I feel very proud because my city is hosting something that is world recognized, and international players are coming to my city. I feel very proud actually.
I'm very much excited. I can't wait actually, more especially because in South Africa soccer is not just a sport, it's a culture.
Pretoria's Loftus-Versfeld Stadium, one of the oldest venues in the country, is home to the Blue Bulls, current champions of Rugby Union's Super 14. But football has history here too. The stadium hosted 1996 African Cup of Nations matches, as well as games at last year's Confederations Cup. 5 kilometres from the city centre, Loftus-Versfeld has undergone several reconstructions in its 100-year history. During the World Cup, it will stage 5 group matches, as well as a second round match.
The World Cup has brought some unity amongst the Praetorian community. Most of them speak about it, most of them support each other and coming to the stadiums, and everybody wants to feel and be part of it. So there is a great vibe, there is great energy, and I think that this will just write another leaf in our history books.
Fully independent since 2006, Serbia is a country slowly emerging from years of political and social upheaval. Home to more than 7 million people, civil war and economic sanctions have taken their toll, but things are improving. A sports-mad country, the achievements of the national team have captured the imagination of the people. They've become a source of great pride for the new Serbia.
It's a great privilege for us to be one of the 32 nations that will play at the World Cup. For the next few months, the whole of Serbia will be dreaming about what we can achieve in South Africa. The whole country is behind us. Rest assured that we'll give it everything to seize this great opportunity.
Drawn in Group 7 in European qualifying and up against former world champions France, as well as Romania, Austria, Lithuania and the Faroe Islands, few gave Radi Antic's Serbia much chance of progressing directly to the finals in South Africa. An early defeat in Paris suggested the Serbs were competing for second place behind the French. But victories against the Faroe Islands and Lithuania, and then this 3-1 win over Austria in Vienna, kick-started their campaign. Subsequent victories in Romania and at home to Austria, combined with France's indifferent form, meant the Serbs were soon topping the group. a position they never relinquished. In fact, Serbia were one of the strongest nations in Europe throughout the qualification process.
It was a tough group. France are one of the best national sides in the world. But we managed to stamp our authority on the group. Soon after the qualification campaign got underway, we were in control and managed to stay on top right until the very end.
A resounding 5-0 victory over Romania in Belgrade in October clinched Serbia automatic qualification with a match to spare. It was a major achievement to edge out France, the World Cup finalists of 2006. Former Yugoslav international Radomir Antic was appointed national team coach in August 2008, just 3 weeks before the start of the qualifying campaign. The former Real Madrid and Barcelona manager had been out of the game for almost 4 years when Serbia came calling. But the opportunity was too good to miss, and his shrewd leadership brought instant results.
Nemanja Vidic is a phenomenal player. He is world-class and the pillar of our national side. Defensively, we are very strong, but together as a team, we also play very well.
And it's not just at the back where Serbia are strong. Up front, Marko Pantelic, Nikola Žigić and Milos Krasic are all star names back in Serbia and ply their trade for some of the biggest clubs in Europe. Along with Standard Liège's Milan Jovanovic, who top scored in qualifying, this combination of strikers spearheads Serbia's drive to the World Cup.
Certainly, we scored a lot of goals in qualifying. I myself scored 5, and that pleased me immensely. As a team, I think we played superbly. We created a great spirit in the squad, one which made everyone feel comfortable about stepping up to the mark and doing their bit for Serbia.
Up first for Serbia is Ghana. Then they face Germany 5 days later before playing Australia.
We face teams from different continents, Australia, Africa, but they're led by Europeans. The Serbian Milovan Rajevac is in charge of Ghana. And a Dutchman coaches the Australian team. And what can we say about Germany? They're a team that always give their all. The way they play the game, led by such experienced players, makes them formidable opponents. The history has shown that there are no easy opponents at the World Cup. We have every chance. Because of our performances in qualifying, we'll be going there full of confidence. I'm sure that we'll come out stronger from the experience. We have to be positive and see where it takes us. We believe in ourselves and trust we'll have a great tournament.
It's no surprise that football is just getting bigger and bigger in Ghana. The Black Stars have qualified for their second successive World Cup. After years of promise, the West Africans seem to be fulfilling their enormous potential. It was an impressive qualifying campaign from Ghana, who finished 3 points ahead of Benin in African qualifying Group D, conceding just 3 goals in 6 matches. Michael Essien is the latest Ghanaian superstar, the successor to Abidi Pele and Tony Yeboah, the stars of the 80s and 90s. Essien, who plays for Chelsea in England's Premier League, is an idol to youngsters back home. And he's exactly the kind of player who is giving Ghana's Serbian coach, Milovan Rajevac, cause for real optimism.
Physically, African players are very powerful. And they're blessed with great technique too. They're born with a talent and just seem able to develop into great players easily. All the necessary qualities are there. Everything is in place, in fact, to achieve success, especially when you combine those qualities with the right tactics.
Despite lacking the funds for top-class facilities at any level of the game, Ghana has enjoyed outstanding success at youth levels. They've twice been under-17 world champions. And in October last year, they became world under-20 champions for the first time. Rayovacs' squad will be a blend of blossoming talent fused with those who gained invaluable World Cup experience at Germany 2006. In Germany, they started badly, losing to Italy, but wins over the Czech Republic and the USA took them through to the second round. And the coach believes the current squad is capable of raising a few eyebrows once again.
Against Brazil, in the game they lost 3-0, I noticed that the defence played far too deep and was spread far too wide. This was a major issue, one I had to address. I tried to change the players' approach and their positioning, and it's been successful.
On June 13th, Milovan Rayovac will lead Ghana against his native Serbia.
It's the first World Cup in Africa, and Ghana won the Under-20 World Cup, so I think everybody expects a great deal from the team. We'll have plenty of support. The whole country will be rooting for us. The whole continent will be too. So let's wait and see what happens.
No longer the also-rans of international football, Australia has arrived on the world stage. After a 32-year absence, the men from Down Under qualified for the 2006 World Cup, where they were unlucky to go out to eventual winners Italy. In 2010, Australia will be no pushovers once again. They're gathering force as a national side, propelled by Australia's new love for the beautiful game.
Last World Cup when we qualified, it really caught the imagination of the Australian public, and I think everyone enjoyed it so much that they can't wait for the next one. So hopefully we can go to South Africa and perform as well as we did last time, and give the Australian public back home something to cheer about once again.
Australia, we've always got rugby, you've always got cricket, you've always got sort of Aussie rules, and I think now in the last maybe 6 to 8 years, football's really come ahead.
More and more children are taking up soccer, not the more traditional sports like cricket or rugby. The recently formed A-League has been a great success, and Australia is even preparing a bid to host a future World Cup tournament. On the pitch, things are going to plan. Though the coach, Pim Verbeek, has been criticised for the way his teams play, his pragmatic approach gets results, and there was no disputing Australia's success in qualifying. The Dutchman has World Cup experience too, representing South Korea as an assistant to countryman Gus Hiddink in 2002, and then Dick Advocaat 4 years later.
I think every coach is looking for challenges, and after the Asian Cup it was I didn't see any challenge anymore in Korea, so I left. I took a break, which was not too bad. I enjoyed my free time, to be honest. And then you are thinking of going back into a club coach, 7 days a week, working with your team and prepare, or something special. And I think coaching Australian national team is very special.
He's done an exceptional job since he's been in charge. He's got a great relationship with all the players. I think he knows how to get the best out of each and every one of us. And I think, obviously, tactically, which is very important as well, he's very good. So, no, we're, I think, very lucky to have him, and no, great to be playing under him.
Pim Verbeek has spotted weaknesses in every team, and if you look at the way that we play in the games, in the qualifying campaigns, they've all been different. We've set up differently, so it's all credit to him.
You know, he's very open about team selections. He's very open about squad selections, why he might leave a player out. You know, he'll tell players if he feels that they need to work more on their game. If they need to go out and play, you know, they're not playing as regularly as he'd like them to play at their club level. He'll tell them. You know, he'll give them information. He's very honest, and he's honest to your face, which is very important to have. You know, and the boys reacted extremely well, and I, for one, you know, speak volumes of the man, because I think he's a very good manager and one that has done a fantastic job with the national team.
Under Verbeek, the Australians qualified for South Africa, topping both groups in which they competed. They were undefeated in the second stage. They conceded just 4 goals and set a new national record, going 7 matches without conceding. Of the 43 nations that began the Asian qualifying process, Australia were one of just 4 to qualify for football's biggest event. It was no mean feat. In years gone by, they had cruised through the Oceanic regional qualifying, only to fall in the playoffs against the South American sides. Competing in the Asian groups meant they could now play against stronger footballing nations on a more consistent basis. And that enhanced the quality of Australia's side.
I think every game is difficult, and for us, of course, because of the traveling we have to make and the different climates we are facing all the time. So we knew from the start that playing in Asia is very difficult, but I think it's a big challenge, and the players see exactly the way I see it. It's a challenge for them to play in difficult circumstances, and they all come, they all want to be part of it. And they know there are no easy games anymore. That's what showed already the last years. If you see the results, there are no easy games. Every game is difficult, and we have to play on our best to get results.
The Australians travelled to Japan in February 2009, looking to get the upper hand on a side that many considered the favourites to qualify for top spot. It was hugely competitive, but Australia's organisation under Verbeek and their experience was a major factor as they held Japan to a 0-0 draw. By the time Japan travelled to Melbourne 4 months later, Australia's qualification was complete. But the 2-1 victory secured top spot in the group, meaning Asia's finest had to settle for second place.
Would you believe it? Cahill scores!
Australia sailed through round 3 of qualifying and totally destroyed the opposition in round 4. Undefeated, they dropped just 4 points in 8 games, conceding just a solitary goal. They won away in both Uzbekistan and Bahrain, as well as taking 4 points from Japan, who had been the group favourites. The star turn of the Australian side is Everton's Tim Cahill. He's their talisman and has a remarkable scoring return. Cahill scored 4 goals in qualifying and has the distinction of scoring Australia's first ever goal at both the Asia Cup and World Cup tournaments.
You try writing an Australian football story that doesn't have Tim Cahill in there somewhere.
Obviously I love being in the right place at the right time, and those sort of records of being the first goal scorer in both competitions for Australia is something that I can share with my family and friends forever.
Many of the Australian squad have played in England, offering experience that's proved invaluable for the Socceroos. As well as Cahill, goalkeeper Mark Schwarzer appeared between the sticks for Middlesbrough before transferring to Fulham. Brett Emerton is a powerful presence in Blackburn Rovers midfield. The experienced Harry Kewell played for both Leeds and Liverpool. Captain Lucas Neal was a teammate of Cahill's on Merseyside, whilst Rhys Williams was part of Burnley's promotion to the Premier League. And hard man Vince Grella is another Antipodean at Blackburn. Australia face a tough start against Germany in Durban. Then they take on Ghana and Serbia.
When we drew Germany, I thought to myself, wow, very disciplined, well-drilled team. You know, tactics are perfect, and you know, to play them first game, hopefully we can catch them cold. You know, I think we have to look at the positives. Is that we're a very fit team too, and we've got a lot of great players. But you know, when you pull them first out of the hat, and you think it's going to be hard.
They're a world-class team, and unfortunately, they always seem to do well in the big tournaments like the World Cup. So it's going to be a very tough test for us. But we believe in our own ability, and we believe on the day we can match it with anybody. So we won't be overawed by the occasion, I don't think. I think we'll give as good as we get and hopefully get something from it.
The sights and sounds of South Africa are already spectacular. But in June 2010, they will become even more so. 32 teams will set out in pursuit of the dream to become world champions. Make sure you don't miss football's greatest show on earth, World Cup 2010.